What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. I don't often say this, if ever, but Call of Duty just scored a massive win when it comes to their fight to combat cheaters. Now, we know for a while now, Call of Duty has been losing the battle against cheaters. It seems that every single time they try to take a step forward, they in turn create a bigger mess, a bigger problem, and more cheaters infiltrate their games. And it's also been a bigger issue now that Call of Duty is even more accessible than ever before. Right? You have Warzone, which is free to play. You have Call of Duty that's available on the Game Pass. This creates a lower barrier to entry, which leads to more people being able to cheat and recycle accounts even if they get banned. And that creates a massive problem. And we have long been asking for major change. Not only rebuilding Ricochet from the ground up because it's been a failure up to this point, but also doing something legally to these cheat manufacturers. And that's where I want to start today, because there's this tweet from Charlie Intel that I just have to applaud Activision for finally doing. This is definitely a situation where it's better late than never. So, from Charlie Intel, Call of Duty cheat providers 2Second and Tom Ware have stopped selling cheats after receiving a cease and desist letter from Activision. Where has this been for the last several years? We have talked multiple times on this channel about combating cheaters, and Activision flexing their legal might was definitely one of the ways they could do it. They're a billion-dollar company that probably has some of the best lawyers in the world. How is it that it's taken them this long to continuously try to shut down these cheat manufacturers? You go after the root problem. You still try to build up your anti-cheat, which they've failed to do so, but you also go after the root problem, which is the cheat manufacturers themselves. And it is shocking how long it has taken. Could you imagine if Tom Ware or 2Second tried to make a Call of Duty remaster utilizing Activision's IP? Yeah, they would have been shut down months ago. Maybe years ago. I don't know how long these cheat providers have been around, but it seems that if you want to get shut down legally, you just have to utilize the Call of Duty IP in some way that doesn't even benefit you monetarily. You're not profiting off of it. All you're doing is trying to provide something for the fans. And this has been my issue for years now. It seems that Call of Duty has targeted the wrong people. It started a few years ago when they targeted Fortnite creative players that recreated Call of Duty maps in Fortnite. And then it moved to people trying to remaster Call of Duty and bring some of those old classic Golden Age games into the modern era. Meanwhile, all of this was ongoing. They still just kind of let cheat manufacturers exist and profit off of the dwindling integrity of Call of Duty. That's embarrassing. And I will always say it's embarrassing. This is a billion-dollar franchise with one of the most recognizable IPs on the planet, and they have the worst anti-cheat system out there out of any other company. It's mind-boggling just how badly they've fumbled Ricochet anti-cheat. It's a complete and utter failure and should be rebuilt from the ground up. They need to rethink it altogether. But while they do that, they need to go after more cheat manufacturers. And that's how you gain ground in this war. A war that they've been losing for far too long. And maybe this can set future precedent for other companies doing the same thing for cheat manufacturers that destroy the integrity of their games. Because like I've said before, cheating in video games is not an exclusive thing to Call of Duty. It is one of the biggest plagues on the gaming industry right now. And the complacency and lack of urgency to shut down the cheaters at their source is shocking. Now, some anti-cheats are better than others, but still, it feels like an ongoing losing battle of companies just kind of trying to figure it out on the fly instead of flexing legal might against these people. I don't know why it's taken so long, but hopefully this is a step in the right direction. This is what we need to really start to regain ground here. Because it never used to be like this. Sure, there were cheaters, but it was never as bad as it is now. And with video games becoming more and more accessible, I mean, it's only a matter of time before we see the Xbox Game Pass on PlayStation. I honestly believe that. Could be wrong, but I honestly believe that, as Microsoft doesn't really care about having exclusives anymore. They want to push to have their products everywhere. So with accessible gaming becoming more and more prevalent, the cheater problem's only going to continue to pop up, especially when you look at like the most popular games on the planet right now are games like Fortnite and Valorant and Counter-Strike that are all free. So we need to have this war won. Otherwise, it's just going to create more and more incentive to cheat in video games, which is just a sad excuse for a life if you're somebody who thinks that the best way to have fun is to cheat on an online video game. It's still mind-blowing, the amount of people who cheat, and I guess it's because they can't accept the fact that they're bad. I don't even know. Heck, some streamers cheat. And it's like, you're probably half decent at the game. Like, nobody cares if you're somewhat bad. It's not like anybody looks at my gameplay on Call of Duty and is like, you're terrible. It's like, okay, yeah, I am. What about it? Like, I don't associate my ego to how I play in video games. It doesn't matter to me. But I guess that's the issue, right? I'm trying to rationalize with somebody who is clearly off the deep end because they want to cheat in a video game in the first place. That's what they go to. They're like, hey, I got to search online for the best Call of Duty cheats and then spend $20 for that. And honestly, like, I have far more respect for people that just like buy the Black Cell Battle Pass versus somebody who buys cheats in a video game. It's actually hilarious. And it's like, what are you trying to prove? That you can buy skill? That's like all you have in life. It's just such loser behavior. But to bring it back to this whole lawsuit situation and flexing your legal might, I think this is good. And maybe it will scare away other cheat manufacturers to stop producing cheats or to not even get in the game at all, because they know, hey, this could lead to lawsuits in our future. And honestly, I don't have the capacity to handle a lawsuit from Activision, a billion-dollar company. So like I said earlier in the video, better late than never. But this isn't the massive win that I think Activision wants you to treat it as. It's a stepping stone to what we hope is a future of wins like this, continuous wins, and maybe a future where we see less and less cheaters in Call of Duty, which restores the integrity of the game and restores some of the fun that Call of Duty used to have. I don't think you're ever going to completely eliminate cheaters, and I don't even think that's possible. But to take massive strides to eliminate them and reduce them in a significant manner is exactly what you have to do. And I would far rather Call of Duty come out with statements like this, shutting down cheat providers, than stroking their own egos saying, hey, we banned 60,000 people over the last month of gaming. I don't care about how many people you're banning. I care about what you're doing to prevent them from returning. This is one of those things you can do to prevent them from returning. So yes, I'm giving kudos to Activision, but this is one small win that we need to be pushed into more wins down the road. That's it for the video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.